Excellency Yoweri Museveni, the President of Uganda. Your Excellency, over to you.
Your Highness, the Crown Prince, Your Excellencies, the heads of state who are here, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, and leaders of delegations. First of all, I want to thank His Excellency, President of the UAE, for inviting me a number of times and coming here with my delegation to participate in discussing these global issues. The topic I was given was transforming Uganda in a rising East Africa. Uganda has got a population of 46 million people and is part of the East African community with a combined population of 300 million people, all of whom are part of the CFTA, the Continental Free Trade Area of Africa, with a combined population of 1.4 billion people. Until 1900, Uganda was part of Africa that had limited direct linkages with outsiders. Indeed, the first non-black person to come to Uganda was an Arab man from Zanzibar, known as Ibrahim. At that time, our economy was pre-industrial, pre-capitalist, and pre-socialist, and traditional. The traditional African economy of that area was based on subsistence agriculture with quite a spectrum of artisan skills, such as blacksmith, carpentry, ceramics, etc. In the 70 years, the British were in Uganda, typical of the colonies. They created a small enclave economy of the 3 C's and 3 T's. Enclave economy meant a small island of money economy surrounded by a sea of underdevelopment and moneylessness. The 3 C's were coffee, cotton, and copper, and the 3 T's were tea, tobacco, and tourism. By 1962, that is independence time, only 9% of the homesteads were in this small money economy. Owing to the wrong politics of the political actors, Uganda soon entered a period of crisis. In 1971, an illiterate colonial sergeant, Idi Amin, came into power. He ruined the small enclave economy by making many mistakes, including the expulsion of our immigrant Asian community of 80,000 that had been a part of the entrepreneurial class. By 1986, only coffee of the 3 C's was surviving, and only tobacco of the 3 C's was still kicking. Since that time, we have gone through 5 phases as follows. 1, bring back part of the small island of the 3 C's and 3 T's. 2, expand the island, more coffee, more tea, more tourism. 3, diversify the economy by commercializing new products such as fruits, bananas, fish, dairy products, beef, sugar, cassava, leather, wood products, etc. 4, add value to some of the raw materials such as textiles, dairy products, sugar, so that you produce finished products. 5, enter the knowledge economy by producing products of the intellect, such as automobiles, vaccines, etc. However, to go into the 5 phases, apart from peace, you need infrastructure and a skilled and healthy population. We have therefore invested in electricity generation, roads constructions, building schools and health centers. These modest efforts have seen the economy grow from a miserable $4 billion in 1986 to now $55 billion by the foreign exchange rate method, or $168.5 billion by the PPP method. We are not satisfied with this. Much of this $55 billion is raw materials. By merely adding value to a spectrum of these raw materials, such as coffee, cereals, minerals, etc., we intend to grow the economy to $500 billion in the coming few years. We therefore invite investors from the world to come and help us to do this rapid transformation of our economy and society, as they also benefit because the internal rate of return in Uganda is 14.1%. This is when we still have high transport costs and also some high cost of electricity. Once we build the railway, a modern railway to the ocean, the internal rate of return will be much higher than this. You can compare this internal rate of return with what you get in other areas. Uganda now is classified as a lower middle income country. It will, however, rapidly grow into a high middle income country and eventually into a first world country. To achieve these goals, as already stated, we needed to add value to the large spectrum of our agricultural raw materials: coffee, bananas, fruits, cotton, oil seeds, cassava, maize, tea, dairy, beef, poultry products, fish, forest products, sugar, etc., and mineral raw materials such as gold, iron ore, phosphates, lithium, uranium, petroleum, gas, etc. The efforts of value addition to raw materials are part of sector 2 of the economy. This is manufacturing. The other sectors are commercial agriculture that will generate some of the required raw materials, services such as tourism, hospitality, transport, professional services, etc., and ICT. I salute our African brothers and sisters in East Africa and in the whole continent. With clear vision, we agreed that when you produce a good or a service, you need to sell that good. The more you sell, the better for our prosperity. The internal market of Uganda, of 46 million people, is not enough to support large-scale sustained production of goods and services, especially when their purchasing power is still low. Already, Uganda has got surplus of many products: maize, milk, beef, bananas, steel products, cement, tubes and tires, textiles, cassava products, etc., etc. How would the Ugandan economy grow if we did not have the East African market? If we do not have the COMESA market? COMESA is the common market of Central and East Southern Africa, and the wider African market under the CFTA, the Continental Free Trade Area. I would like, therefore, to assure investors from outside that the Africans have already laid down a lucrative market for investment by having a common market, the CFTA of the whole of Africa. When you invest in Uganda or any brother African countries, you have the assurance of this huge and growing market. The population of Africa will be 2.5 billion in the next 25 years. The population of Uganda will be 106 million in the next 25 years. What many people in the world do not know is that Africa, the origin of man, because all of you are former Africans if you don't know it, has been underpopulated for much of the 4.5 million years of human history, ever since the evolution of the Homo sapiens sapien. This was because Africa is good for man, but has also been good for man's enemies, such as mosquitoes, the tsetse flies, the microbes, etc., until recently, when modern science has enabled us to suppress these enemies of man. Africa is 12 times the size of India. You can put India 12 times into Africa and it will fit there, in land area, and with a lot of natural resources. However, India has been having a bigger population than Africa until recently. It's now that we have overtaken India and China for the first time in population size. The growth of Africa is now unstoppable. Future leadership in prosperity belongs to Africa without a doubt, as long as we are acting right. As a third-generation anti-colonial freedom fighter from Africa, attending this gathering, I cannot end my remarks without commenting on the chaos and criminality that has been going on in the world, but in particular in the last 600 years. All sorts of criminalities have been committed by bankrupt, greedy, evil, but also ignorant actors. These actors make philosophical mistakes, they make ideological mistakes, they make strategic mistakes. To build global affluence and prosperity, these mistakes are not necessary. That's why I want to congratulate the UAE, especially the founder, Sheikh Zayed, for his vision of win-win vision. We are tired of the parasitism of some of the actors. And that's why we say they are ignorant. Because if you are not fair, people will resist you. And that's what Africa did. And I am here as a third generation leader, fighter of Africa. The first generation was in 1912, when the ANC of South Africa was founded, to fight colonialism. People had colonized us. Imagine colonizing Africa. What are you thinking properly or what? You leave your home, you come to my home. That was the first generation, 1912. The African National Congress was founded in South Africa. The second generation are in the 1940s. People like Nkrumah, Mwalimu Nyerere, Jomo Kenyatta, many other leaders. And we are the third generation, we who came in the 1960s. So therefore, we are saying that these endless philosophical, ideological, strategic mistakes are not necessary. The world can be very prosperous when we work together in a win-win way. That's why I salute Sheikh Zayed for his, from what I have heard. We did not know much about the UAE. In the 1960s, we were working more with North Africa, with Egypt, Nasser, with Algeria. Gaddafi had come Libya. Then I went to fight Idi Amin from 1971. When I came back, I heard of a place called Dubai. I have never heard of Dubai. People are coming to Dubai, to buy things from Uganda. They were no longer going to UK. I did not come here until 2014 when some of my people linked me with you. So I'm very happy to know the good work of Sheikh Zayed, the one of win-win approach. I congratulate you on that. The mistake makers compare the victims to resist, and hence the victims, the conflicts. There should be a forum to discuss this squandering of human potential by parasites. We believe in win-win solutions to human problems. I thank everybody.
Many thanks, Your Excellency, for your optimism and for your conviction.